That sure is a lot of orbs, McQueeb. Tragedy struck. I almost didn't have my bouncing DVD logo going. Can't run a stream without it, so we had to start it. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Very good to see you all. Still on that high fluid life. So hopefully, I haven't tested, but hey Zenas, how you doing? Hopefully Noita's running a little bit better than it did. I kind of need a mouse cursor. It's not working. Why is it not working? You definitely need to know where you're aiming. Still no mouse cursor. What? I'll guess. We'll see. We'll see if we can figure out what's going on. Nope, no mouse cursor whatsoever. What is going on here? Oh, you guys can see it. I can't. That's hilarious. That would be under input, I guess. No, graphics. Let's try. Um. Where is it? It is very strange. Yeah. What is going on? Go new game. Yes, no. Do I have a mouse cursor? Alright, this is twice in a row where this game's giving me troubles. I'm just guessing here. Was it input? Where's the game renders the cursor? Yes. There we go, I can see that. Oh, it feels like it's moving a little bit slowly, but whatever. It's a cursor, I'll take it. Alright. This time for real. What's up, Skyden? Ina, good to see you. Did the lad get any better? No, it didn't fix itself. But I rebooted my computer and it ran fine. So let's just hope it stays that way. I have no idea. It must have been like too many processes running, some kind of memory leak. Who even knows what? Bye, bot. Hello. Good to see you. Try yelling at it. Old man yells at video game. We have world famous mud. We got swamp potion. All right, that'll do, I suppose. Percussive maintenance. Nice. Here we go. Can I turn this into... Actually, if I use swamp in this, what will happen? Let's find out. Something's happening. It turns into a whole pile of more swamp. Great. That's water. That's water right there. I think we can fix that. I think we can do it. Sounds like a normal weekend. You gotta show the game who's boss. Fill it up, fill it up. Get rid of the poisonous stuff. Alright, we're good. So if you're curious what I'm doing, always collecting a little bit of water. Since we don't start with it every time guaranteed now, we have to ensure that we have some. So, yep, we are relegated to do exactly that. Find a flask and fill one up. Every single time. Saw blades, that's fascinating. I'll take a flamoxium potion. It's a good second flask. Good reason to pick one up. So here... That is a mine. Which means we maybe have one of those mine-laying enemies, which is a bad thing because they alternate between shooting a mine at you and then shotgun blast. Can definitely take you by surprise if you're not careful. I'm a little bit concerned. Man, water does not last long at all on the player anymore. Just a spider. Spiders don't lay mines, at least. Thankfully, that's a change that hasn't happened yet. Put a mine in the mines. Oh my god, it's begun. Alright. Yo. Works for me. That is a ton of cash. So far, so good. This zone does feel a little bit more dangerous. Like, we're in danger. But at the same time, the rewards are quite nice. There's another mine right there. Yeah, that does terrify me a little bit. I didn't see what the biome modifier was when we came in, so maybe it's something to do with that. Doubt it, though. Those mines can only come from one place, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Calorian, how you doing? Thank God you're here. Zenos was driving me mad with his memes. Is today the day? Any run could be the run. You just never know. Money's good so far. That's all I can say. I really do like this projectile. It's it's very short range, which is, you know, one of the scary things, especially for this sort of run. You want to put as much distance between yourself and the enemy as possible, but pretty good though. No man, no me. Got this run. This is the run. Okay. I would like another $33. Do you think I can make that a reality? I think I can. $4. $4 is all I need. Look at that. Let's go. All right, we'll check the stats on this. That's actually pretty decent. 1833. $210.46 minus 1. Okay. Use this instead, I think. Nice. Hello. Welcome. Did I get your name right? Sorry if I mispronounced. It's good. Kind of like a double tap. I like it. Ooh, an extra one for $20? Yeah. We'll get a third projectile on there. That sounds dope. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So got a little triple burst. With this, it should make it a lot longer. Oh, that's great. So that's 24 damage worth shooting off. And we can do that. Honestly, for a first floor, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. Pro tip, saw blades are good at digging. we should definitely try those out. 100%. Is this worm? I've never seen anything like this before. What the hell is this? Like you'd think worm, but then at the same time, what? Too high up? I didn't read the biome modifier as we were coming in, so if it was something that... Is it a secret? Who knows? It's new to me if it is. Is it everywhere? The screen's constantly shaking too, so that means that maybe it is a worm. It's just such a strange pattern. I've never seen that before. Look, there's a hole in here? What? Oh, I forgot to fill up the other flask. That's okay. This is super strange, no? Our immunity's bugged. I think they've hotfixed that. What would previously happen is if you took toxic immunity, any other immunity that you had, this just looks... It doesn't look like a worm has gone through here. It looks too natural. Do you know what I mean? Like, different sizes, different widths. It's just... It's strange. Yeah, if you took... toxic immunity, it would sort of undo some of the other perks, other immunities that you had. Definitely a worm. I heard it that time. What is going on? Oh, we got toxic vapor coming up. This feels very, very weird, very surreal. Like something's not quite right. Again, with the different widths, worms don't do that. They create straight lines. Well, not straight, but the same diameter tunnel. Eating pockets of gold or copper. I mean, maybe that's a new feature. Maybe they added that to make the worms more natural looking. I don't like going through worm tunnels. It gives us no room to maneuver if one does come. And is it just one or many? That's another question I have. See, that's a giant worm. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm guessing that would be a giant worm. I'm starting to hear them, so they're close. Hopefully they didn't go all to the bottom. Alright, there's one. There's our first, at least. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was incoming. Forgot I had repulsion field for a second then. Oh good. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure Steve won't come. Super weird. What a weird level that was. $483. One reroll. I don't need more than one. Alright. I will just stick with it and go. Alright, next floor. Here we go. This is the make it or break it level. I already hate it. Got a frost guy down there. In fact, standing where I'm standing is probably dangerous because that stuff can go through the ground. I'm tempted just to wait a sec here. Yeah, don't like this either. Is infested modifier a thing? No idea, Arkansas. No idea. Alright. It's as safe as it's gonna be. Look how close those worms got. Unreal. And there's a giant worm here too. Have I beaten a no-hit run yet? Long time ago. Earlier this year I did it. Oh. Okay, we're not going that way. Or is this the one? Yeah, you're right. Ah, shit. That rat is coming in hot. He may even hit me from where he is. It's literally right next to me. Was lucky. Used a lot of water doing that too. Do like TNT, and I like the look of that wand, actually. 2 capacity, nice and quick. 7 degree of spread. Eh. Missed the health up on purpose. No point in taking him. There's nothing stopping me. Yeah, I would really like to go and check that out, but at the same time, not if there's a sniper over there. These guys are a pain. So yeah, like I said, if we picked one up, it wouldn't invalidate the run or anything. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but, oh shoot. Yeah, this is good. Okay, what are we gonna do here? I got repulsion field. Damn it. Holy mackerel. We gotta go down the middle, huh? See, I don't know. Risky. We might have got it, we might not have. That's a nope. Now this guy's on the case. Oh my god, this is kind of a cluster. Come on up, buddy. If you're gonna do it, let's do it. Got the sniper over to my left. Might as well check this out. If the sniper maybe have gone. Got an electricity boy somewhere there too. Oh, that's nice. I like it. It's a good boss killer too. Sasspot. Yeah, see, no. See that? Nope. I deleted my clips for a reason. I've still left the option to create clips open, but good vibes on the run. Gotta go? No problem, dude. Thank you so much for stopping on by. I'm not feeling the good vibes, so this is kind of worst case scenario for this floor. Sniper is where? It's a dead worm. Oh, you're here. That sounded good. Yikes. Yeah, let's back off just a bit here. Repulsion field is so good. Is that you're already dead? Yeah, well, that wouldn't be good either. Hey, thank you so much. Cheers for the bits, man. Would glass cannon be a good pick? It'd be an excellent pick. It's banned from the rules, unfortunately. Or the rules, rather, dictate that it's banned. This comes up a lot, this question. I should make a command specifically for this to explain it. But essentially, glass cannon is both a positive and a negative, right? Positive, 5 times the damage. What? Okay, we gotta go. Worm, I swear to Christ. Alright. So positives, 5 times the damage. Negatives is that your health is set to 50. And if you want to view it like a negative, your explosions are 5 times bigger as well. If you were able to take glass cannon in a run like this, it would make the game far too easy because DPS would be irrelevant. You could use your spark bolt weapon and immediately have a 15 DPS, well, higher if it's faster, 15 damage weapon per shot with the spark bolt. This here would be 24 per shot. That would give us, how's my math today, 72 damage per volley. I can shoot that very rapidly. So yeah, it just makes it far too easy. Kai Master, nice. No, we reset on a hit. That's the reason I use a counter instead of a death on hit, is because under the off chance we make it far enough, I want to be able to sort of practice the later stages and get as far as I can on a limited hit basis. Immune to electricity? That I don't know about. Well, right, Mr. Ray, yeah. So I just wanted to take as much of the luck and cheese out of it as possible. Like, obviously, some immunities are better than others. Yeah, I just wanted to... When I originally set this goal, I just wanted it to stand for a while, and I wanted it to mean something, so I just made it very difficult. That is both terrifying and amazing. Always cast piercing. Holy shit, that's kind of cool. 660. Obviously, I can't afford it, so why am I even looking at it? Let's switch over for those. PC lamp immunity? Good call. Does it count as a hit if you're immune to the damage? No. No, it does not. So technically it's a no damage run because of the wording that the developer uses when you have an immunity, right? If we were to get struck by lightning right now, let's ignore the projectile and the explosion damage for a second, but if it was just pure electricity, it would say blocked on me, which is technically a hit. We just blocked the damage. Same difference, right? The game calculates a victory condition or a no-hit victory by counting up the number of times damage has been applied. So, for example, if a healer was to heal us, that doesn't count as a heal. Oh, sorry, doesn't count as a hit, even though technically it's a projectile that touched us, right? Because no damage was applied. I would have really liked that wand. What? I want that sniper gone ASAP. There's a corpse in the way, sir. Got him. Hey, easy base on the first run? That's not bad at all. These guys with the rifles, they're the worst. Correction, turrets are the worst. The S tier perks allowed. Melee immunity, fire immunity, projectile repulsion field, shields, edit wands, unlimited spells. Slacktoe, and I didn't even thank you, Slacktoe. Hello, by the way. Thank you very much for the resubscription, my friend. Welcome. Sorry, when I get stuck into these runs, it's difficult for me to keep on top of the chat, especially when I've turned off all of the notification sounds because I'm afraid of DMCA. No, you don't. Oh, look at that. There's a wand right there, man. Can we get it? Uh-oh. Well, they're in trouble. Let's get it quick. Yeah, we want that. We don't want the bubbly bounce. Makes a projectile shoot bubble sparks as it bounces. Actually, we probably do want that. That'll be fun later, and it shouldn't hurt us. Bubble spark doesn't hurt us. We're fine. Gas fire. Yep, gas fire is allowed. Definitely one of the best spells, or sorry, best perks for these sort of runs. That's terrifying. Can he come up? I think he might. Yep, he can. Okay, it's an always cast, or it's a cast egg wand, which means that he should get taken out. Oh my. That might give us some kind of decent defense here. Please hold. I'm just gonna grab it and run. I ain't going over there. What, are you mad? Yes, you would definitely need fire immunity, 100%. Because gases can turn into fire. Just like real life. Any enemy on fire is amazing. Because if they die to the fire, they drop double gold. But more importantly, they are more concerned about being on fire than shooting you. So that's kind of good. This here is a bad thing. So I'm going to try to maybe do a black hole down that away. Try to, at least. There you go. That worked all right. What was that that exploded? Ah, never mind. I can see it from here. And now we've got a turret somewhere over southwest as well. It. I think he can see me. Let's just go straight down. Just wait a little bit, just in case we exploded. Yep, one of those. A lot of waiting in these runs. Worth it, though. There's a sniper right here. I have to be careful of him. If that turret comes down, oh my god. Too much. Okay, so we've got a healer, no problem. Grenadier, no problem. Maybe. Okay, so there's another turret. We've got a shotgunner down here. Shotgunner's kind of scary. 2 shotgunners. He could potentially jump up. We are right down the bottom, though. So there is that. Damn it. I could have just rushed the exit. Might have been smarter. Make that the jungle first run of the night. That spider, I swear to Christ. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 433, what can we buy? Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god. Are you serious right now? Gas fire there too. This is bad. This is really, really bad. What is what, Pandora? I really want gas fire, obviously. Or do I? We're not fire immune. Here comes Steve. Ah, shit. Which way you coming, buddy? Pick a direction. I think I wanted one of those, like, he needs to die, huh? There you go. Yep. You got it, man. There you go. Keep coming. A little bit further. A little bit further. Don't sweat it, buddy. It's gonna be alright. Do I want anything from this wand? Nope. Kind of want that one. It's cheap. It's good. Do I have to ditch the teleport though? We can't use that. Now I don't know where he is. Oh no. There he is. If he stays there, we go all the way out. Normal exit. Oh, this is double cast. Right. Ugh. .2, 0.52. We get a triple going here. That's why I'm running out of black holes so fast. There we go, that's better. It's not very damaging, but it'll do for now. Poison guys are worse? Yes. Teleport is against the rules, correct. Nope, Steve, not here. Never saw me. You must be confused. Oh, that's pretty sick. Oh, we got a plant that shoots. Gotta watch out for him. Let's top up on water. Oh. Shit. No, sir. Don't like this at all. Mushrooms and a bee. He's not dead. He's dead. I'm out of flight juice. Oh, shit. I was extremely lucky. More bees. Is that a teleport guy? Teleport guy. Poison guy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, this is going to take a while. Eight damage at a time. Hey. Don't mind if I do. It's a shame even after he's stunned, he still gets a shot off. I completely missed. That doesn't help. Oh, shit, no. You know what? It's fine. Steve's already out, so we're gonna have to think about that. Still got nowhere to kill him, at least effectively. That might work. If I had a trigger spell. That I could afford. I should have dug first. What are we digging out into? Who cares? Let's go. Uh-oh. That's what we were digging out to. Okay. Hey, good start. Not the best wand in the world, but it'll do. We got a trap room here. What is this? No, it's just a little cave. Hey, look, first run of the day to the Holy Mountain before the vault. That's pretty damn good. Do we want pheromones? No need. 90% not making dumb decisions. Boy, oh boy. I hope I don't disappoint anyone with all the dumb decisions I make on a daily basis. I'd have to say in video games, let me clarify that. I don't usually make dumb life decisions. Yeah, the number of runs that I've lost, regardless of what game, it usually comes down to my choice that got us there. You have wand? You do have wand. It's in a bad spot though. And it's also not very good. The reason I didn't fly above him was because he would easily hop up and get me. So it's very dangerous. Dangerous move. I do believe it's also 100% concentrated power of will. Please do not DMCA me. Oh, we got a Stendari in here. Oh! Stendari is no longer in here, and he is now out there. Oh shoot. Be very careful of lanterns, folks. Had to check out your Twitch after... 1 second. After watching the whole 9.5 hour everything run. Oh, right on, dude. Thank you. Have I been DMCA'd? No. But I, like most streamers, are being very, very cautious right now. So I deleted all my VODs and stuff. Actually, if you use the command VODs, it will link you to our VOD channel that we created. It's going to be the sort of permanent home for stuff for the foreseeable future. This guy's bad news. He can literally put his blood, quote unquote, fireworks all over the map. Well, it's very kind that you would stop by during a live stream. It's very nice of you. Thank you. I'm actually surprised. It was the first like 1.0, or one of the first 1.0 runs that I did, right? I think I had 1 or 2 wins before that. And I thought, you know what? Let's do long runs. That's kind of what I used to do back in the day. And I thought, no one's really going to be interested in it. So I edited it together. It was over 2 days. And I put it up, and it's just taken off. Like, my YouTube videos only usually get a couple of 100 views outside of like specialized Noita content, and then this one just blew up, and I was like, oh, people actually want that. And that's what prompted me to start the second channel, just for unedited VOD content. Let's go get the tablet real quick here. Working from home, it's good content. I think that's the your beard is aging silver. Delicate way to put it. Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said. They've like, it's good to have on in the background. It's like easy listening. I'm not a stressful gamer, right? I don't get mad. I get frustrated sometimes, and some runs are disappointing. I did have one run that I can remember in particular, on the no-hit side of things. We made it down to the vault, essentially the same level that we were just at a second ago, in like 25 minutes. And this is when we were being competitive with the no-hit runs as well. Yeah, I lost that one. That was a little bit sad. 165 bucks. So I would like another 35 bucks if I can. Get us a reroll potential. If not, no big deal. play too much into the mock outrage pseudo whiny shtick. No comment. I actually don't know any people that do that. Most of the people I know are fairly much themselves. I would like to think. I know a few streamers personally, but yeah, most of the people I watch seem quite sincere in their intentions. So. I talk about this story all the time. When I was starting to stream last year, I was talking to a buddy of mine at work. I was like, yeah, I'm you know, I just started, just getting into it. I'm playing Minecraft, what I started with. Having a really good time. It's really fun. Like, I can just sort of hang out with people and play the game, and it's good to get creative and so forth and so on. And he's like, right, here's what you need to do. You need to have a character. And I was like, what? He said, you know, like, Dr. Disrespect. And I was like, why? Like, can't I can just be myself. And he's like, nah, that won't work. So I'm kind of happy to prove him wrong. I think I left a spider alive. 2 spiders, in fact. Oh, damn it. Shit. Greed is real. Alright, we got the money. We got the wands. We got the tablet. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. So, funny story. So, Ms. Queeb is Mrs. Queeb. Interestingly, she tried to grab Mrs. Queeb, but as of September this year, that username was taken. Could be coincidence. Could be someone being funny. All right, what are we going to do here? What do we got? Classic. Classic 10-7. Forgotten the name of it. I haven't used it in so long. Let's do it. Done. Hyper mega. No, I'm good. I have no desire. Like, so I don't fault anyone, right? If they want to stream as a persona, that's completely fine. That wand is how much? 220 bucks? Please be a good perk here. I just have no desire. Like, I have a hard enough time in my old man brain doing 2 things at once, right? Like reading chat as well as focusing on, especially a no-hit run. I couldn't add an extra layer to that. Mm-mm. Has no inner thespian. You know, I studied acting for years, right? At one of the most prestigious acting schools in Australia. Well, maybe you didn't. It's too good. I can't not take that. That is really, really good. 110 mana drain for free on a limited spell. Means every shot that comes out of this wand will have the same effect. It's going to make me pretty much impervious because anyone that shoots outwards are going to have their own projectiles just not go anywhere. Except snipers and maybe riflemen and... yeah, okay. So this takes me back as well to another conversation I had before on stream. I was so nervous getting into streaming because when you're in front of a camera on set, you've got everyone doing a job and that end result is to make you look good, right? So you've got script supervisors and you've got makeup and you've got professional DPs and it's like the whole thing is just ridiculous, right? When you're running a Twitch stream, everything is on you. I mean, sure, we could get to the point where I have a small team, and at the moment, it's going to be weird for me to say this, McQueeb is my manager, essentially. She handles a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. But all of the technical stuff, I've done myself. I've hired a designer, I have an editor, it's tough, and it's live too, so you have to respond. It's an awkward feeling. I don't really get nervous anymore. I'm kind of used to it now, but I definitely did for a long time. It took me a good 6 to 8 months to get over that. Magic bolt. Extra gold, be happy getting gravity effect. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm actually leaning on sticking with this projectile too, because it is a really good projectile. That's fine. All right, we'll do it. It's nice and fast. It's accurate. Like, it's got good mana recharge, at least for this spell. It's going to run out eventually. But it's pretty dope. I could get gold, or I could get the enemy radar. Wouldn't hurt. What's the other one? Wand experimenter. That heals you if you pick up a random wand and shoot it, right? Without editing it. Something like that. I will take that. We got TNT. Gives me a couple of shots here. Shoot. Shoot me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Idiot. Shoot me. $936p, just a neat technical thing. So I run 1080-60 at 5500 bitrate. Oh, that's completely unaffected. That kind of sucks. And I don't usually drop frames. I'm kind of jealous. You guys know Bananasaurus Rex, right? He's got fiber. When we move, I'm gonna get fiber. And he said it's less the upload, which is still very important, but it's less that and more the fact that it's more consistent. Is it fiber to the block or house? Oh, I have no idea. I rage. I don't know. Wait, I rage. I saw you in somebody else's stream today, didn't I? Oh, that's gonna get real messy. Yeah, maybe I should just kill him quick, huh? Okay. Oh, Twiggles. Wait, that was... When was that? Was it last night? Maybe earlier today. I really like the sound effect of this new, uh-oh. Toxic vapor, very dangerous. You're 300 down and up? Yeah, that sounds great. I'm 400 down, like 20 if I'm lucky up. Which is still, it's still suitable and it works. But you've seen it happen before on this channel. It can get a little bit shaky from time to time. Doesn't happen often, but boy oh boy, that's one thing I don't really want to have to, you know, when you're reliant on the internet, it's not a good thing. A lot of full-time streamers or even, you know, maybe part-time streamers, but have made an income with it. They have a backup communication ready to go at a moment's notice. $162. I don't even have enough for a roll, man. What do I need? Well, $30 is what I need. That's a very simple question. Got to deal with him now. Ugh. There's our 200. $200 megabits up to avoid responsibility when you don't get up to. Oh, right. Well, that's not uncommon. Again, most ISPs are, well, the technology itself, if we're talking about cable, is based on usage and saturation, right? So I don't blame them for that. Blech. Peace with gods. You know what? Wish I had that on the last run. Oh, I never even thought of that, but Ein is probably right. So they whitelist the speed test sites, but then all other traffic. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, allow list. We don't use whitelist anymore. Peace with gods. No real defensive perks here. I mean, that's a pretty hefty defensive perk. I gotta... What the hell are you doing here, sir? Where did you go? God damn it. Just got a rogue wizard here. Got him. Hey, that's another side effect right there. It's a really good way to see if enemies have died. Because if they did, the little bubble will have disappeared as well. I mean, it does dissipate over time, I think, but it's quite a long time. It's something like 60 seconds or something. That static electricity sound you hear is an Uko. AKA the worst guy, one of the worst guys to run into. Holy mackerel, that was close. Let's race this oil down the hill. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. Leave me alone. Alright, we're good. We're still alive, barely. The hell was that? Idiot. Only 30 up and down on your phone. Dude, isn't that weird? Like, 30 megabits on your phone. Go back 10 years. It's like, that's a dream right there. I do love technology, the evolution of tech. I think we've come so far in such a short amount of time. What do we got here? Acceleradium. Got bombs by the looks of it. Yep. Alright. Are we trying hitless runs? We're always trying hitless runs. Freezing liquid potion. I'll take potions I will never pick up for 200, please, Alex. What are we at? 40 bucks. Wow, this is kind of a sketchy floor so far. That was the wrong button. You're waiting for the other game? What other game? You like a bit of the old crown trick? Yeah, me too, actually. It's very enjoyable. Hopefully we'll get a good run going here. Alright, we got a trapped room here. I'll take it. What's in there, though? Yep, can't deal with that yet, unfortunately. Unless... Oh boy. I got 0 water here. Such a huge risk. It's enjoyable to watch. It's interesting. The first couple of runs that I get of a night, I think my brain is more active, and taking my time and sort of, calculating what's going to happen comes a little bit more easy. But later on, as you go through, I don't know whether it's tiredness setting in or what, but I've noticed that later runs tend to be less successful. Although, to be honest, we did get pretty far last night in that final run. It was raining. I could have just waited for water. Oh well, it's fine. The problem with chaotic polymorphine is that it's very difficult to dispose of once you're in the mines. You need like a little bucket of land or something to put it in. Otherwise enemies have a tendency to get covered in the stuff and turn into who knows what at that point. See, I'm so far above kicking the cart. Let's use my magic wand. You wish chaotic enemies dropped appropriate golds? Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe too easily farmable though. Just wait until they turned into something really strong. So I see why they don't. My money. It needs it. Oh. Hello, random barrel falling from the sky. Toxic sludge. Alright, this we can get. Just gotta wait a little bit here. Stir it up. Oh! Didn't notice the trap there. That was awfully lucky. We got out of there in time. Usually in water, that electricity zaps you very, very quickly. It just travels real quick. Looks like it has a wind-up time to it now. Like it doesn't automatically trigger at full capacity. But yes, very lucky, like I said. Another potion would be good. Getting in there is not going to be easy. Is that going to break the potion? It is, isn't it? I think the heat breaks it, if I'm not mistaken. It still does hit quick sometimes. I'll probably find one faster going elsewhere. It's a weird sort of scene transition there. It's like this little segment ends in a very straight line. Do we have an actual standard start here? Almost. A little on the slow side. The steps to your sunroom are falling apart. Forgive me. My wife probably knows this, but I do not. What is a sunroom? What's it sound like, McQueeb? A room that gives you access to the sun? There you go. You knew all along and you were playing stupid. Social Fish, sorry I missed your comment. I'm going very well. How are you doing today? Ooh. That was worth. A screened-in porch. Ah, okay. Well, then I had... Yeah, I was right in asking because that was not what I had pictured in my mind. I do miss... So, in Australia, we call them verandas. That section of the house instead of a porch. I don't know if there's a difference, if there's like a differentiating factor there. But essentially it's the same thing. You go out onto the veranda that's a flat part, an open part of the house with a railing usually that goes around the side of the house and out the front maybe, whatever. I do miss that about Australia. We had bigger houses there than like the average house, or at least in Los Angeles. Maybe the rest of the United States isn't like LA, but it was nice, you know. You'd go out there and invite friends over if there wasn't a global pandemic. And if you had friends, I've kind of become a recluse, but... Boy, oh boy. This guy's gonna make me use all my water? Just die. Thank you. If I lose this gold because of that fool, I swear. There's probably a chest in here. That's not worth going to look for. Ah, there might not be at all, actually. 138 bucks. Yeah, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I'm gonna get hit. Friends and no pandemic sounds like a utopia from a story. It's funny because it's true. I still, to this day, see people on my Facebook feed and on Instagram and even people I don't really know but have connected to on Twitter post pictures like hanging out with friends, and you know, they're really close friends obviously because they're taking selfies together, and I don't get it. Don't get it. It's the worm thing again, right? So this is obviously a worm-themed level. I didn't see the text coming in. There'd be worms somewhere nearby. Is that what it said, Grayson? Or you're just saying what I'm thinking? It'd be funny if they worded it like that. There'd be worms nearby. Got it. Okay. Right. So obviously, yeah, I think it's a themed biome. Because whenever there's a worm or a couple of worms, this sort of pattern here just doesn't exist. Like, it's too small and precise. This is more natural, but it's a different width. See, it's wider here and here than it is here. So again, it's worms don't make that pattern. Unless that has changed. I guess I have to see one in action. But I'm pretty sure that hasn't. Electric themed biome. I have. Yep. Red squirrel I have. I didn't know what was going on, but there were like electric enemies everywhere and lots of thunderstones. It was just, yeah, I have seen that. Alright, we'll go back the other way. It's fine. You got the poison vines one? You know, I didn't know they were filled with poison until like 1.0. But apparently they've always been like that. I just thought they exploded. Trading a bomb for 20 bucks. Oh, it's my favorite wand. Well, not at the moment it's not, but it will be. Actually, that with this projectile, now we're talking. See this here? Again, same sort of thing. Worm passages don't go to nowhere, so that's weird. Thank you, Lurker. Was a Lurker, now is a Lurker again. I appreciate that. And I'm really glad that there's an audience for this type of content as well. So it's very kind of you to say. Maybe a worm spawn there? Nah, we'd be seeing worms everywhere if that was the case, because those are very common here. Oh, look at all that money, though. I know it's an oil fire, and I know I shouldn't go near it, but geez, that's a lot of money. Spark bolt as well if we want it. Okay. It's at 200. All right, so we can go get the tablet, maybe. And head on out. We've got 3 liquids. What do we got? Acceleratium and levitatium. I don't mind the levitation potion. I do not like the perk at all. I think it levitates too much. Makes it too fast. Or we go. How close are we, do you think? Looks like it could be right there. Although I have to travel through toxic rain. And check it. Look, it is evaporating because it's close to the volcano. Well, lava lake. Yeah, red squirrel. That's what we're thinking. I think it might be. I think it might be just part of that biome modifier if you get it. Keep acceleratium. Get rid of levitatium. Yeah. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Okay. Kai Master, it is literally for. Let's say we're in Hisi base and we've got a couple of guys coming up from the bottom, right? That's what you want it for. To be able to float above them and throw it downwards if you need it. Mind that either. Let's suffer together. How are you doing? How are the no hits? First run of the day. Made it to the vault. I like it. I like it a lot. We got range. We got power. Do I tablet kick? No. No. Oof. If only I could get this now. You're just trying to complete a 33 orb run and keep failing? The guy's right here. What you want to do is talk about LST. Is that a PB? Yeah, I think so. For 1.0, yes. Yeah, somebody, I think I mentioned it yesterday. Somebody on one of the YouTube videos said, hey, I've got questions about a 33 orb run. And I'm like, I might not be the guy to talk to. Never done one. Wait, you can get to 34 now? No way. Seriously? 33 is just not enough. The 70 trillion health or whatever it's got. Some cool stuff there. We might be able to make that work. The wand you get with limited use items works quite... Bear with me a sec. Can't you see I'm trying to read chat? Jeez. So rude. Decent speed, regular spell wand. Hmm. Oh, there is no for. Okay, so it's just an unwritten challenge. But how do you make it? Is it by collecting the like when the game crashes and the world gets reset? Is it like that? Where the little fake orbs appear? Oh, you set yourself on fire and you're finished now? Poor bee. What did the bee do to you? That's the question. This is a pretty good wand. I mean, it's not as good as the one we had before, but I'm very happy with it. The classic bomb wand is the main DPS? So I have... Nowadays it's different, right? In 1.0 it randomized the stats of both wands, so it's kind of hard to stick with a specific rule here, but I had an argument against doing that. And that's that even though technically the starting one, the blue one, is slower, it was better to keep it was better to keep that as your primary because you didn't run out of mana. The starting bomb wand is fast, but you can run out of mana, and that puts you in a much worse situation. The trick is to just, in the first couple of levels, get good at using the primary wand. Oh boy. Got a haircut with that one. Ah. Alright, we've rolled once, which means we need 400 bucks if we want to roll again. We did roll, right? Yes. Yes, we did. How about another one? That'd be nice. Wow. How do you levitate so well? It's tapping. So instead of holding the... I think Dunk demonstrated this on stream the other day. Instead of like flying straight up, that uses a lot more because it's I don't know, how do you explain it? I don't know. I don't know why, but if you tap it, it uses a little bit, and then as you're stopping and falling a slight amount, you may be able to recharge a tiny bit. It's going to be indistinguishable as you're going up, but yeah, you can just keep tapping. I'm not very good at explaining that, but it works. Like, I could make it maybe not all the way back up here. Let's try that, if it's safe to do so. Yeah, okay. What? Yeet. Sounded like electricity. It's a big open area. I hate it. What's up, that Cox? How you doing this evening? So far so good. We're consistently making it to the 3rd level, sometimes passing it. We made it to the vault once tonight so far. I didn't even clock the time last time we did make it. Well, we were at the Holy Mountain pre-vault. But I didn't even catch the time when we were there. It would have been 40 or 50 minutes, I think, maybe. Oh, crit up on a fast wand with 2 capacity. Excellent recharge. Wow. Oh, this is always cast electricity. Oh. Must be careful with that. How many secrets are attainable hitless? I think if you had suitable defensive skills, you could probably do the entire game hitless. It'd be an incredibly long run, and you'd need... Actually, you'd need to use Ambrosia. There's no avoiding that. Unless you had... No, you would need it. You would need it. And then you have to go to parallel worlds and stack additional stuff on top of that. So. Would you say floor 3 is the most consistent general run killer? Yep. Absolutely. I'd rather not. This is one of my fears, getting stuck right at the very top early on. Yeah, big open areas. It leaves you very vulnerable. The enemy makeup as well doesn't help. What do you get for killing the thing in the lava tube? When I went there, it gave me a couple of really powerful spells, and it was like Worm Rain and Meteor Rain and a couple of wands, and the wands were ridiculous. The wands were extra special. You just stay right where you are, friend. I could kill him from a distance. You can cheese Uko if he's not actively following you and he's off the screen and you have a long enough range. Like, you can get to him. I thought that was active for a second then. Oh, we've got the hand here. Let's make sure that doesn't get hit. Kill it early on. Yeah, this is another one I was discussing with Suffer. Like, what's off the table in terms of secrets, right? So you would have to come down to this stage. That's a really nice wand. You would then have to exit on the right. You would then have to come back here after defeating the boss. So, I mean, it's definitely possible. The risk is way too great. You'll never catch me doing it. What's that spread? It's on these now? 2.9 degrees? Come on. Oh, it is double firing, so maybe that stacks. Still, that's only 6 degrees. Do you get a thing for kicking a bunch of hands? You do. You are talking about the gourd. Which is an extra special thing. Recently found out. It's an homage to the eggplant in Spelunky. Goodness me. Hitless gourd run? Getting to where you need to take the gourd to is... Or sorry, pick the gourd up from is... Yeah, that ain't happening. Not hitless, no way. Oh, unless you were invisible, you'd have to break the rules of this particular run. Oh man, come on. Netrunner, nothing. I mean, I end the run. This isn't... The only mod we have running is a counter right here. Shit. I won't go that way. Throw the wand. I'm going to save it. That can happen? Well, I guess that can happen. Because I'm shooting downwards, maybe? Okay, learned something. So I was shooting a fire projectile, and apparently I shouldn't have been. It makes sense. It makes sense. I don't think I've ever been set on fire by that before, but it's all good, baby. No problem. So because I didn't have any water on me, some projectiles have been known to ignite the player, essentially. Good night, my friend. Take it easy. Thanks again for stopping on by. 2 capacity. Pretty good recharge there. That's what I keep telling people. Like, I know hitless runs as a concept seems very difficult. But practicing them will make you a better player. This trap room, I think. Or is it the other one? What is it exactly? Oh, it's a shop. Well, that's about to blow up. Maybe we go around? Might be a way around. It's gonna be a long way around. No, gotta go the other way. Alright, so we're gonna have to use fire... What's the spell called? Fire bolt? Yeah, firebolt. Alright. Is there a mod command to link to the hit counter? No, but it's on Steam's page. Steam, what do you call it? Workshop. So if you just go to... install mods using Steam Workshop up here and then search for UI timer hits depth. It's made by Goki, so you can search for his name as well. It'll come up that way. And then all you got to do is subscribe to it. Yeah, if I can get more people running hitless runs, that would make me very happy. It's excellent fun. I love it. I really want that. For 160, that's doable. It's not the best version of the spell, but... and we're going to need a decent one to cast it. But I think I can make that happen. Right, so I need another 100. Ooh. Treasure chest, you don't say. Okay. Another 70 bucks. Was that a cart? It's a cart. You holding a wand? Jesus, you are. Okay. It's a shame you're gonna die to fire. It's a damn shame. Nice. Good one. Good speed. The stats on this haven't changed. Like, I don't think they're randomized like the starting stuff is, but... yeah, this is good. And now we have a 4th spark bolt to put on it. That's nice. 153. We're almost there. There it is, 160. Alright, we'll go back, get that. I still want another 200. It'll take a little while to farm that. But... even if we can't purchase anything on the first floor, on the second floor, because of this spell, again, providing we get a decent one for it, we'll recoup a lot of money. Less deaths as a success metric. Well, that's the thing with the hit counter. You can change the... So let's say, for example, you get set on fire, right? Fire damage is applied per frame. So that's why the hits like rack up when you're on fire. But you can turn that down in the settings. I can give you a little tutorial on that when you end up getting it. I can give you do it on Discord or whatever, but you can change the settings to, you know, be a little bit more friendly there. So you could say like every second you're on fire instead of every frame. I think the default is every 15 frames. So that's 4 times a second. Fire hits you. Chest. Oh shit. Don't really have the goods to take this dude out quickly. But it's a chest, and I do love getting a chest every now and again. Dangerous enemy. Tried playing at 120 frames per second. That was a mistake. Slacto says greed. I don't know what you're talking about. If I had a bomb, I'd just drop one next to him and it'll be fine. That should take him out. Oh, right. So check this. When you're standing in smoke, I was amazed the first time I saw this. When you're standing in smoke, your O2 depletes. Makes sense, right? You can't breathe. Yeah, you're probably right. Die, die, die. Ah, shit. Now I'm backed into a corner. Where'd he go? God, he ran fast. Let's try not to deal with him again. Agent Nay, how are you, my friend? What's going on? Almost shot that again. Where'd he go? Like down and left, I think. Ugh. I only need 15 bucks, so we can avoid him. Maybe. A lot of dead spiders here. Something went down. There you are. Hello, friend. Got him. That's our cash. We are good to leave. So unfortunately, we didn't get the spectacular wand I was hoping for. McQueeb greed, huh? Oh. So the problem is, this spell has a trigger effect. As a result, what does this normally cost? Like 10 or 20? But because it has a trigger on it, the cost is now 50. And my wand has 113, so we can shoot 2 plus a recharge, so maybe, yeah, 3 or 4 in a matter of a couple of seconds, but after that, no sir. Petition to remove spell shot mountains. You got past PC base passively today. When you say passively, do you mean like without killing anyone? Because that's pretty awesome. It's almost like every pixel is simulated or something. I gotta do it. It's worth it. Trust me. On the flip side, we could switch it to this wand. So we could cast, yeah, quite a lot more. But that would leave us open. Having 4 is even better because the cast delay is 0.03 seconds. So we get a lot better volley now. With almost half a second between each round. So that's really good. Let's stick with it. And hopefully this will pay out on the next Holy Mountain. We'll see. Okay, so the beautiful thing about having a digging wand on this floor, and we can take as much time as we need, as long as it's safe to do so, which this doesn't feel at the moment with the ground shaking like it is. Ooh. Uh-oh. Let's just get rid of it. Make sure no toxic material comes up. The great thing about having this particular spell on this floor, regardless of how fast it's being cast, is that you have an unlimited method for getting money. So we should, if we take our time, and if we're careful, be able to farm quite a lot from this level. Acid Trail in your only decent one. So that's the great thing about Always Cast. I really like the perk because it can turn, like for example, right? The 10-7, the little gold one that we sometimes get from the first floor. It can turn that into just absolute devastation. It's amazing. At the same time, it could turn it into total garbage. Oh, that's the stuff I kicked down before, I think. It's fine. So what did the spell cost me? 160, right? So it's already way more than paid for itself. We will need a pool of water to hopefully refill our water supply. It's very important. These little clumps, I'm not sure. What do we got now? 610. So let's see how much we get out of this for the amount of time it takes to dig through. This is called grey rock. It's very strong. It's about 3 or 4 times stronger than the soft stuff. What do we have before that? I don't even know. Forgot the number as soon as I said it. This is kind of risky going through this barrier. Let my eyes adjust. 610. Okay. I mean, 36 bucks. All right. Oh! Yep. Lava bleeding upwards. That's a bad thing. Died to a temple collapsing because you got distracted on Discord message. Died to physics. Yeah. Again, I'm not laughing at you, my friend. I am definitely empathizing. Been there, done that. Dune, you got unfollowed? It's weird. That happened to my wife as well. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Twitch is cleaning up and maybe they catch a few innocent accounts along the way. I have no idea. This is good. I don't want to go too far left. As valuable as the fungal caverns can be. Well, a couple of things with that. First thing, in 1.0 they're less valuable because the wand distribution seems to be more fairly weighted now. Meaning the wands get better as you progress quite dramatically. So you don't have to wait till the jungle anymore to get something decent. And the second thing, it's the fungal caverns. So, yeah, hitless nightmare. All right, fire trail. Now, if we can get fire immunity on the next holy mountain, that's what we'll be rolling with. We're going to be setting everything on fire. That's how I actually won my first hitless run. Scariest area in the game? Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Accidentally killed Steve in the collapsing temple. Yeah, that's off. That's a good strat actually. Very good strat. Steve is very easily trapped. Eat the corpses of polymorph wizards. It makes you immune to polymorph. Wonder if it works with other corpses. I heard that. Then somebody told me it was a perk. It's definitely not, as far as I'm aware. Polymorph's one of the only things that can kill even the super strongest because it literally transforms you into either a random enemy with very little HP or a sheep with 4 HP. And then, yeah, that's one shot most of the time, so... Oh, toxic gas coming up there. Hey, Tomato Jones, how are you, man? Welcome on in. You can eat corpses. Yeah, Jake. What, you've never done that before? Oh, in the game. Yeah, that's a feature, yes. Yeah. That is essentially just much better than the one we have right now. So that's cool. I'll take it. Goodness me, 360 and 108. That could cast these 4 instead of spark bolts, and we still wouldn't run out of mana. Well, we would, but slowly, if my math is correct. Be really good. What are we at? $1,000. I'd like double that. That's just the greed inside talking now. Is there any alchemy that can be done? So I haven't heard anything about alchemy since 1.0 dropped. How am I deciding what ones are good? So the next time actually I can do that right now. Everybody's got their own technique, right? So for me, early on in the game, speed is the most important thing. You want to be pumping out as much damage as possible. However, early projectiles usually equal 3 damage, or in this case, 10. So there's a couple of ones that you can pick up on the first floor. Casualty challenge, I can do that for you. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, pretty much what Zurban just said, but I can show you a good example here as well. On the first floor, this one here is one of the best you can find because of its single volley. It's called a volley, so before the wand has to reload, right? Because of its speed, 0.03 seconds. At that interval, each shot is going to be cast, right? Then the wand reloads after that, which is half a second, almost half a second, and then it does it again. So it's in cycles like that. This here is slightly faster on the recharge, so it's better. But then you've got a maximum mana pool, which is much higher, which means the pool of mana that's being drawn from every time a spell is cast is the pool that gets deducted from. The bigger that is, the more stuff you can do with it before it has to reload. The mana charge speed is 108 on this particular one. So on the second floor, that's pretty high. Usually they're around 50-ish. You'll notice my starting bomb wand has very high, well, slightly higher than normal max mana. And it's a very fast wand, but big problem. The mana charge speed is 9, which means it takes forever. So that's 10 per second that it recharges. 9 per second. Now, in terms of shuffle versus no shuffle, let's use this one here as an example, right? Pretend, for example, that. Well, no, this is a good one. Let's here, this one here. So when I cast this, right, it's going to go through the list and it's going to land. So it's just imagine a random choice from 1 through 6, right? It's going to go 3, and it's going to cast this particular spell, which isn't connected to any modifiers, so it's going to throw a stick of dynamite, right? I'm going to shoot it again. It's then going to go, oh, right, cool. I'm going to throw number 4. Then it's going to go number 1. Now, number 1 has a modifier on it, so it's essentially going to cast this 2 together. And then it's going to cast number 5, and then the wand is going to reload. And it's going to do that over and over again, every time being random. On a no-shuffle wand, ignore the fact that this casts 6 spells simultaneously. It's going to go from left to right, right? So this particular one is going to cast every single one of these in one go. The first one being modified as well. Shuffle includes blank space too? No. No, it's only whatever's populated. But if it lands on a modifier, whatever is adjacent to that on the right-hand side is that spell that's being cast. So you can still do some decent stuff if you're clever with like the layout of the spells, but at the same time, it's not reliable. That's how you get like stuttering wands and like different stuff going on. They're not bad. Usually shuffle wands have slightly better stats than no shuffle wands, at least early on. But I think that gets evened out towards the end of the game. So if you say double quad cast spells do modifiers that are before the spell affect those as well. Not quite getting that question. Oh, you asked that yesterday, Lurker? Did I not give an answer yesterday? I apologize if I missed that. Do you want to play a spell modifier before or after a multicast? So I think before you always want to do any modifiers beforehand. However, some work on the outside of that, but that's a different story. Double cast Spark Bolt. Spark Bolt, if it chooses slot 2 or 3, it'll only fire 1 bolt. No. So, for example, if it chooses slot 2 here, right, it's gonna include the attached modifier. So if you do have, let's say you have a double cast, for example, and 2 spark bolts, and that's on a shuffle wand, you can end up with a single shot. Actually, 2 out of those shots are going to be doubles. It's weird. It's always better to go for no shuffle because it's very simple, but anyway, we're on the hunt for money. So let's keep doing that. Actually, I think we should leave soon. Think of a no-shuffle wand as an algebraic equation. It's the easiest way to sort of visualize how it works. A multiplier is exactly that. And act as like parentheses, I guess. Scared the shit out of me. So, you take a lot of hits. Why is that? I'm gonna go here real quick. Maybe if it's just, so run bottom, you might be right. It might be just if a modifier is attached. But perhaps if there's 2 options, it will choose the one on the left, maybe? Or maybe it's random. I have no idea. I don't like any of this. But there's plenty of gold in there. Well, there's even more down there, though. Yeah, when it comes to wands, I am not... That's not my strong suit, by far. You want to hit up Nymph's Pyre on Twitch and Aliaspot on Twitch and YouTube. They're my go-to people. Although the stuff that Aliaspot in particular makes is like endgame ridiculous wands. Like super, super... Ooby-doob, Scooby-Dooby, Banooby, Ultra ones. Thank you, Hyper Mega. Yes. Yeah, I've said that before. No one got it. But you did. Oh, that made me so happy. Thank you. Rock and Air Blast with unlimited spells. I've never had that combo, interestingly enough. Alright, so what do we want? We want fire immunity. This will work too. Please pay off, please pay off, please pay off. Yes. Okay, cool. I'm happy. It's not protection, but it'll do. I mean, phasing's good. So I still have my digging wand, which we can now put on our... this guy right here. It's a bit better. Is there a succinct list of wand mechanics? No. I think I saw someone try to make a website once, like when the game was first out, but I don't know what happened to that. Hell, I can't even remember the name of it. Does it push back? Yes, it does. Yep, concentrated spells does exactly that. It makes it a lot more accurate, but the knockback is pretty supreme. And I think I'll take a couple of these. See how we go. I could roll for another perk. It's only 200 bucks. It's a waste though, because we're only rolling one, but at the same time it could be something amazing. Let's do it once. Faster levitation. I thought it was the other one. It ain't. Is phasing good for going through walls? No, so what phasing does, it takes projectiles that are incoming to you and it teleports them behind you. So for a run like this, it's perfect. Doesn't really work very well on fast-moving projectiles, but it's saved my butt a few times. Drilling shot, homing gigadist with all seeing. Sounds pretty good. All right. Let's give it a shot. I mean, already, all seeing eye is marvelous. We can actually see what's going on for a change. That was a really big explosion. Got a goal in mind for tonight. Well, this specific run... series of runs we're doing is hitless, so we want to take no hits throughout the entire game. Not gonna take... No, it's for me, like, a lot of people like it, but for me it's too fast. So your levitation vertically is 75% increased, but your horizontal movement becomes... it stays the same. I'm just not used to it. I'm sure it's got uses, and you can definitely reach places you might not have otherwise been able to. But it's not a good perk for me. I really wish I had projectile repulsion field. That actually combined with phasing might Good thing we collected all that money, hey? Hey! Alright, this rain... we blessed the rains down in the mines. Snuck up behind you. That's happened to me so many times. I mean, a little bit used to it right now. Interesting. I like that a lot. Just dig through the level? So I prefer not to dig through that specific level. Because when you dig out the other end, inevitably, of what it is you're digging through, it opens up again into a very open area, which you can't really scout out beneath. If I'm in YOLO mode and I need to get out of the way or dig down in a hurry, I'll do something like that. But, yeah, generally speaking, I'll still play that one pretty standard. Mole mode? Spelunky reference. I hate the moles in Spelunky, that's for sure. So this is the question for the ages, casually challenged. It used to. The devs put in a tribute to my run in the game. If you complete a hitless run, you used to be able to pick up the damageless trophy, which is a little trophy they give you. You know, the little gold statues at the end of the game? It was one of those, specifically for a hitless run. Damn it. You missed out on that money. The thing is, I don't know if it's still there in 1.0. I assume it is, but I haven't seen it. Gunpowder potion. Delightful. That sounds like a lightning level. A thunder, what's it called? Electricity level? We'll see. Has anyone seen it yet? Yes, well, I don't know about 1.0, but pre 1.0. It's definitely there. I could just ask the people on Discord. There's a what do they call them? Channel on Discord for secrets in the game, and they go into the game files and see what graphics and stuff are there. You just ask them. But this is more fun, no? We got bombs again? I got actual bombs? I do. Oh. Didn't expect that to travel so far. Brine potion. I want to see what happens when I drink it. delicious brine. Well, isn't that funny? What counts as a hit? Anything that removes health or only getting hit by enemies? Nope, anything at all. So it is on hit removal, yeah. On sorry, health removal. That's good speed. Next death will be 80% saltier. Nice. Just stir it up. Toxic sludge. Don't really need that. Damn, that's an oil fire. So even if you had, like, if you were full of water, you wouldn't want to go down near an oil fire because oil... what's the term? Washes away, I guess, the water that's on you. And then if you're full of oil, or at least even have a little bit on you, you then get set on fire. You see where I'm going with this. It's not bad. That's a firestone there. Bit risky to carry around the firestone. It does make the fire demon that we find... This guy. Actually, let's try it out. Let me show you. Makes him a friend. So the problem with this, let's say I switched away right now. Technically I'm on fire, right? If I was to change over to a wand or anything else, I would immediately catch on fire. Dude, no! It also evaporates water, which is a pretty cool feature. But it does create a lot of steam, so you'd have to be careful about that as well. If you get the lightning stone, it does the same thing with Uko on the next couple of levels when you see him. Interesting. Damn, I hear another... I don't know where that was. I heard another Uko... Sorry, Stendari die. 210.46 -1. It's doable. Let me get this name right again. Nias. Thank you very much for the bits, my friend. I don't know what to get here. Well, glad that guy didn't decide to make the decision for me. I'd like this and I'd like this because this digs. See if we can accumulate a little bit more cash. Too far. Damn it. Ones with electrical spells on them sometimes discharge randomly. If you're underwater, yep. 100%. Yep, if you're holding one. So not if you have them in your inventory, but if you're holding it, yep. And they will frequently do that. Yes, you do have to be super careful of that kind of thing. Yes, decent damage, I know. I would like it. But I think the speed up spell that we got, what's that called, by the way? Reduce recharge time. Super, super powerful. I hadn't always cast reduce recharge time on a 1 before. And it was an average 1, but that just turned it into something just so good. Man, we're gonna have a hard time getting this cash, huh? Only 160 we need. This is good. A little bit here. Is blood bad to be covered in? No. No, no, no. So blood has a lot of the same properties of water. It will protect you against... it will protect you against fire. But it also adds... what do you call it? Crit. I think it's plus 15% to crit. It's pretty good. And in actual fact, having a random crit hit every once in a while can mean the difference between getting hit or not. If you're being chased by something, you have a little bit of blood on you, you turn around, you shoot. It's really good. What it doesn't do is dilute other liquids, so you can't use it for getting rid of toxic, for example. Shift clicking, control clicking. Yep, double click. Crunchy mushroom, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy to help new players, absolutely. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If I don't answer, I guarantee you someone else will. So. Wait, Tierus is here? 4 a.m. Dude, what's up, man? How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to have you here. I knew that was coming. Spiders, man. See, I don't know what causes this to happen, but I can't really say no to that, can I? Random chest appears with a nice wand in it. Well, nice-ish. One recovery time on it sucks. It's slow, but it's a really good projectile. So each one of those little shotgun pellets, I guess, that we shoot out does 5 damage, but there's 3 of them. It's a little bit of a random pattern as well, but it can be super effective. I was about to cover myself in water. That is, in fact, not water. That is acid. So here's where I have to be really careful, is emptying this damn flask. Can't drink the shit. So we'll just see what happens. You have angered the gods. Not from up here. That's highly unlikely. Well, I should probably, again, shut my mouth. It's probably likely, knowing my luck. Alright, so if we do come up against the Stendari, having this particular spell is the only good thing it's for. Oh, by the way, shotguns can dig. So we're good on that side of things, as long as we get a gun that can shoot fast enough. A gun. Listen to me. Haven't even moved yet, and I'm talking like a Texan. Yeah, so casually challenged, there's a feature in the game where if the walls of the Holy Mountain get damaged or destroyed, so in other words, if they're pierced, I guess, it's about an inch all the way around the Holy Mountain, right? If it gets damaged to a point, a Stivari is spawned. The community, and here's a fun fact. You may not believe me, but I actually came up with that name, Steve, because his name is Stivari. I thought that was just too much to say. And he will get summoned, and apparently Stivari in Finnish means bouncer, if I'm not mistaken. So he's like the protector, right? And he comes in and he will defend the place. Nothing to defend because you've already destroyed it, or worms have already destroyed it, but he thinks you did it anyway, no matter the outcome. Too much for innocent until proven guilty. You just jumped my shot, sir. I'm very impressed. Picked a peculiar time to move here. Yeah. Yeah. Where's the lie? Alright, we'll get back down here. Was that booze? Yep. Yep, there's alcohol in the game. It makes you drunk, and it increases your spread of the wands, I think, by something like 30%. It's not a good thing. Alright, I have no bombs. we just have to wait for this, I think. I'm not going to shoot this barrel because it has oil in it. Oil fire floats on water. That would eventually come back to get us. Yeah, if anyone from Nola Games is in the channel, please give me bombs. Damn it. Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. I don't drink, so, yeah, well, let's just put it this way. I've had too many events in the past with related to alcohol that I don't really wish to relive. Bombs granted. Yep, TNT's good. I'll take it. This is a difficult situation because I would like to get that wand, but it might be in... This whole area might be toxic rock. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Wait a minute. Oof. Shouldn't be going for this, but you know I will. But you had a broken wand in your inventory and it made all your wands go off? Shouldn't. No, so the broken wand, when you throw it, will spew out random projectiles from it. From a very small pool. There's like saw blades and spark bolt and a couple other ones. If you take the broken wand to the Hisi base, on the very far right hand side you'll find an anvil. It will turn that broken wand into a pretty good wand. I think it's like a tier 3 or tier 4 wand, maybe? Maybe not that high, but it's good. Hey Snuggle, how you doing? How good am I here? Maybe we'll just use more explosives, huh? Is that good enough? Yeah. Alright, what do we get? This wand, I think, is the same every time you pick it up. The spell is randomized. Just a bug? Oh, weird. Yeah, that definitely shouldn't happen. Gravity moons. Do you know what? I don't even think I've seen one gravity moon. Since, yo, Bananasaurus Rex. I was just talking about you. What's up, dude? Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in. We're doing some hitless Noita tonight. Well, by doing, I mean restarting over and over again. I was actually talking about your internet connection, not about you personally. Oh, there you go. You've got a fan in my wife already. She loves that emote. Talking about your epic fiber. All right. Let's do it again, folks. Here we go. We have to do a decent run this time. Actually, first run of the night, I made it to the pre-vault. Holy Mountain. So my rule set is kind of different than just getting there. We got a few special rules to make it less cheesy, less based on luck. If someone wants to type the command for that, go right ahead. It is rules. I'm such a sucker for these though. I gotta have my chests, man. It's a wand. We win, maybe. What exactly counts as a hit? So yeah, so anything that applies damage to the player. There is a... B-Rex is right. The devs put a little trophy in the game in honor of my first no-hit run. And in order to get that, it's... I think Goki actually did the calculations on this one. We sort of tried a few things when we were in... Well, he was streaming and I was sort of watching silently from afar without saying a word. Anyway, yeah, the trophy to get that at the end of the game, it's called damageless. So any negative health that's applied to the player essentially negates it. So for example, you could technically get hit by a healing projectile and it wouldn't count as a hit. At least that's last time I checked that, which was quite a while ago. Here's a shotgun projectile again. First floor is kind of amazing. And again, if we do reach the next level, we can use it to farm for cash. Watering self so don't catch fire. That's exactly right. Yes. Oh, they've given me snow and rain. How amazing. You know you've lost if you hear the ping. So that's part of the mod, and I think that ping comes from, because you can't add sound effects to the game. That ping comes from the unstable crystal explosion, I think. Yeah, they essentially reused another sound effect in the game. So. And I've mentioned this earlier tonight as well, but since we've got a few people here now, if you're struggling with the game, give No Hit a shot, because I promise you it'll make you a better player. Spiders are kind of a pain. Can we talk for a second about how fire is considered a liquid? Is it really? I guess when it's in a flask. Okay, fair call. Alright, we have no bombs. Oof. What? That's a bit weird, isn't it? That is just an anomaly in the landscape, but what's in it is flamoxium. If you stand in that, you get a little question mark above your head, and your controls, your left and right controls, get inverted. It's not uber dangerous. I don't know how the AI handles it. So what, like, for example, when an enemy gets flummoxed, I don't know how that's handled. Whether it sort of cheats, or if it just knows that the controls are inversed and it doesn't know which way to face or what. Yeah. It could be just an anti-player thing, not an anti-enemy thing. Ugh. So my goal on the first floor, if you're curious, I'm trying to save at least 200 bucks. 600 would be ideal, but if you've played this before, you know that's not easy to do these days. In 1.0, the money earning potential's been nerfed. In a no-hit run, you definitely want to get as much money as possible. It gives you the best chance at purchasing or better perks or spells or wands or all three of the above. Shit. Seriously, this doesn't work? Oh, okay. This might be really bad. Or... yeah, it's really bad. Do smoke or steam have any effect on you? If you're like in a giant patch of smoke, your O2 will deplete, and you will eventually take damage if you stay in there long enough. Yes. Is not accessing the northeast vault one of your no cheese rules? So the rules, I've got to clarify them. I've been talking to a gentleman by the name of Let's Suffer Together. Plays this regularly as well. He is one of the people I was competing with once No Hit became a category in speedrun.com. You have to take the teleport at the end of every stage, and black holes are allowed, but you cannot dig like around the outside of a level. You could dig through the middle of the level, but you still have to take that teleport once you get to a holy mountain, or sorry, pre-holy mountain. So technically you could go outside and go to the tree and go to, you know, the other boss and whatever, but once this starts getting competitive again, I'm just going for a win right now, but once this starts getting competitive, you won't even bother, because that's going to take you 10 minutes just to get there. And then obviously fighting the boss is another risk on top of that, so. Yeah, freezing mists are one of the biggest pains, yep. What's nerfed in 1.0? That's a really good question. What's been nerfed in 1.0? Oh, water on lava. Lava melts that rock now. That's kind of weird. This guy we want to kill with water if we can. Because he drops a ton of cash when you kill him with water. Shit, my range isn't long enough. Alright, I'm not dealing with that guy. Acid Boy's a little bit too chaotic for my liking. Yup! I got my 200. I didn't get my tablet. It's a bit of a shame, but that's okay. I'm even keeping that. I don't even care. Are we just sticking with this? This sucks. Ugh. What's this guy? I can afford a few of these. Oh, now we're talking. Hmm. Angry Ghost is a hell no. So I would probably ordinarily shuffle this, but since I want to buy a different wand instead, I might grab Lightning. Dream perks. All-Seeing Eye, melee immunity, fire immunity, repulsion field, shield, unlimited spells, edit ones, whatever. If you've got fire immunity, gas fire, whatever it's called, that new one. We had phasing before. That seems pretty good. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop rifle shots. Those bullets are just too fast. I don't really have... I mean, it's not fast enough to make anything decent out of that. Fireworks are nice. Good for digging. I've had pretty good runs with, oh, we were talking about it before. Always cast. Put a always cast on your bomb one, for example, and it's like, if it's a projectile, it's pretty damn good. It'll last you a couple of levels at least. Just not good enough, is it? It's close, but I'll suffer through another level. So we're going to roll this then. Oh, shit. Too many choices now. I gotta take Unlim, no? So this is here. This here is no more shuffle. What it does, it turns all of your current ones and any of the future ones that you pick up into no shuffle ones, which is really good. Means you can program them, right? Talking about that algebraic equation I was mentioning before. This is unlimited spells, probably one of the best perks in the game. It turns all limited spells, for example, my what's this thing called? Magic Missile. Into, instead of 10, we'll have unlimited. Instead of Fireball, or up there being 15, we'll have unlimited. Rain Cloud, unlimited. And then the last one is the one that I was just talking about. Always cast. I don't understand the icon exactly. But what it does, it turns one of your wands. So for example, if we took this really fast shooting one down here, and it adds an always cast spell. So it is a big gamble. It's less of a gamble early on, but you could potentially waste a perk. Later on, you could turn an amazing wand into a completely shit wand. But like I said, if it's a projectile and it's on a fast shooting wand like this, the great thing about always cast, anything that is permanently attached to the wand and activates every time you roll that, it's free. There's no cost associated with it. So given that this wand has a 10 mana charge speed, it's free. If the spell happens to be higher than what the wand max is, it's free. We can still cast it. So something like this, it's fun. I'm going to give it a shot. As much as I'm probably going to regret not taking unlimited, this is too good. So. Fuck. So if we had a projectile on this now, it just has acid trail, which is, I'm sure you can imagine, one of the worst things for this run ever. So yeah, we wasted a perk and $200, but oh well, shit happens. Why didn't I go with unlimited spells? Because I wanted to practice. It's always fun for you guys. Look, I've seen B-Rex's chat, the way they treat him during a Twitch integration run. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen what's fun for you guys. I can show the new players Steve. Sure, that is an option for sure, yep. Hey, we might have a use for it. You never know. I just got to be stupid careful with it because acid kind of goes everywhere, even if it's controlled. What's the purple liquid? That is slime. Slime slows you down, protects you from fire. What else does it do? That's it. Hey, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Make a hole with acid, but then like 1 pixel of acid will stick to the platform. That's exactly right. Yeah, it does what it wants to do. And that's the thing, because everything you're seeing now, all of this fire, all of the chemical reactions, all of the dilution of liquids, all of the explosions, like that's all happening in engine, right? So bad shit's gonna happen whether you like it or not sometimes. Oof. Alright, I will show you Steve. This might actually take a while because it's gonna want to reload, but anyway. Oops, wrong one. So this is the Holy Mountain Guardian. Really badass. Yeah, everybody's gangster when they got a shield. This is how most of these fights go. So funnily enough, check this. Okay, if I can... Oh my god. If I can avoid his hits for a second. Ow! And then we pick up this. Friend Steve! Haha! So this damage doesn't count. Oh, no, no. This run ended, like, in the last level. So this is actually a pretty good perk for this sort of run as well, if you're worried about this kind of stuff happening. As you progress towards the jungle, this has a much higher chance of happening. So there's a little... Let me show you. It's down... Is the crystal still here? Oh, he's hitting fish. He sees everybody as an enemy. This guy doesn't mess about, man. Trust me, dude. Fish are the last of your problems. Yeah, there it is there. So this crystal here is called the worm crystal. That's got its a whole other like series of secrets attached to it, right? The gods look the other way. But while that's active, the worms that randomly generate and sort of, you know, if they're traveling at high speed, they can sort of come in to this area. They're repelled by it. It's not perfect, but it works really well on the worms. On the flip side, the spiders, they don't give a shit about this thing. They're like, yeah, let's go for a road trip through the holy mountain, causing the same problems for you. When they get their own theme tune, I didn't even realize, but you're right, we're listening to new music right now. Folks, give me 1 sec. I need to run to the restroom. I will be right back. Thinking I'm pooping, right? Thanks for sticking on by while we take care of business. So, fun fact, I actually have a kidney stone and I have to, let's not get too graphic, right? But I have to pay attention to what's going on, so. Right, let's keep going with the runs then. Is that the cranberry juice one? I'm drinking Gatorade, if that's what you're asking. But it's just orange flavor. Yeah, but like when it hit a couple of weeks back, probably what, 3 weeks ago now, I think? When it first showed up, I thought I was literally dying. Like, I've never been hunched over in pain like that, ever. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So mud potion is, it forms dirt on the ground. You do get wet from it, so that's really good. But it doesn't do much else. It's at least usable, which is nice. All right, we got a good couple of ones here. I see them. One in a trap room. In fact, let's tip out some of this mud and then refill with water while we're here. Dill Pickle, thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the channel. Good one. Risky, but that projectile is a 20 damage projectile, so it is quite good. You just your aim has to be superior. Oh shit. Alright, I didn't even get water after I talk a big fluid game. %80 of the deaths are to the shotgun guys. So I made a video on YouTube about the most annoying enemies. And I don't think I put them in the top. I don't even think they got a mention. Maybe they did. I can't remember the video. But my most annoying award went to the rifle guys. Probably I got that hitless run mindset or the damageless run mindset. But they've caused me more problems than anything else. So. You love that little badge, Lurker, and I love that you love it. That's cool. Lurker started a hype train earlier. Was that yesterday? I can't remember. Every day just blends together these days. You hate the ricochet, like bouncing off the ground and stuff? PC that shoot the little cannonball projectiles? Yep. Kilo Zombie, I wouldn't disagree with that. They're pretty easy to dodge, despite me still to this day thinking that they've got some kind of innate homing ability, because they're too accurate. This projectile, by the way, is one of my favorites. So what we're going to do once we get to the Holy Mountain is put these 4 on this wand, and this is going to be amazing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the little grenadier guys. 33 damage per hit is stupid. Like, it's so high. Is toxic or no? It's just swamp. Damn it. So when you see an enemy on fire, if they're gonna die to that fire before the fire gets put out, definitely let that happen because they drop double gold. It's an environmental kill. So this projectile does 10 damage. It's very accurate, but it still moves in an arc, which I really like. I don't know. It just feels good to use, in my opinion. It's nice and quick. It's got good range. Yeah, very, very good spell. Can we get in there? We can. Oh shit. Oh shit. Spider nearly got me. I kind of do want that. Casualty challenge. Once you work out how the fire works, it's not that bad. Okay. The problem is differentiating an oil fire versus a regular fire, because oil is terrifying. What do we got? $303. We're doing all right, huh? Yeah, this is kind of the perfect setup on the first floor. Got a good combination of wands. Decent amount of money. Like, it's not ideal. Obviously, I'd want more, but the longer we spend on each floor, the greater risk we put ourselves in. What is the metal in those walls? Metal. This here? No, it's copper. I think it's only good for, like, creating alchemic recipes. I don't think there's much else you can do with it, really. Alright, now I'm good. Chainsaws, eh? Oof. That's explosion immunity. Yeah, we'll take that. That lets me buy this as well. Do I have anything fast enough to create a digging wand? This is just negative 17. Do have a multicast on this though. Okay. Okay, that might work. Not quite. Pretty good. You could make it faster. Yep. It would just affect the reload of it. But you'll notice the mana also is a problem. I won't do that just yet. And then I think I want to keep both of these. We'll get rid of whatever we need here as we come across it. But the chainsaws will let us get a bunch more cash too. A little more broken? Oh, you have no idea. This game can get out of hand really quickly. Gunpowder potion, dang. Oh, that was a little bit too close for comfort. Right, we're not fire immune, we're explosion immune. We've got half of what we need. So we're going to run around the level collecting cash again. I'll try to be a little bit quicker about it this time. So the reason you want a lot of money early up is because later on in the game, despite enemies dropping a ton more money, Jesus, that scared the shit out of me. What was I saying? Despite enemies dropping a ton more money, it's harder and harder to get that money, right? Because you have to be so careful about all the other stuff that's going on in the level. And then, of course, the cost of wands gets exponentially bigger, as well as the cost of rerolls. So a little bit of luck required throughout these runs. Gee, that did give me a heart attack. Came out of nowhere. Oh, you're not explosion immune? Ah, my bad. Yeah, we do run out of mana, unfortunately. It's good, though. You dislike that gold disappears? There's a mod you can get if you don't like it. Just turn that on. That's the great thing about this. It's so, like, customizable. You can play the game however you want, really. Some people will only play if Tinker with Wands, worst name change in the history of the world, is active, if they can edit their wands whenever they pick up a spell or whatever, right? There is a perk for it too, right? Exactly. To get into Lua? Yeah, I know a couple of people. In fact, there's a whole in the Discord, in the Noita Discord, there's a whole channel dedicated to like coding assistance, stuff like that. See, now there's lava everywhere here. Sorry, magma. People got mad at me recently when I got that wrong. We'll just grind up the body instead. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Kilo Zombie. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you shouldn't have to restart a run. This is something that comes up on Reddit all the time and discussions that I get in. Someone said, just rush through the level as quickly as possible. And if you die, then you just start again and maybe you'll get some better perks. And I said, well, that's one way to look at it. However, I certainly wasn't as diplomatic when I was talking to this person. I said that I think every run can be won. I don't think you need a specific set of tools to get there. It's called lava in the game. It's lava. All right. No, I'm good with it. Somebody told me what was the difference? It's underground. It's magma. If it's above ground, it's lava. But it's the same stuff. That's how it is in the real world. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The real world of Noita. This is just a life simulator, dude. Toxic worries me a little bit. Let's try to stay away from it. So the good thing with Toxic is it doesn't immediately hit you. Well, I guess that's been randomized as well now to a degree. It's a little bit more forgiving than something like Fire, for example. So I have a hotkey set up to be my water flask. And if shit hits the fan, I can just activate that on a hotkey and then throw it at the ground and hopefully wash the toxic off. I'm stuck in the ground here. Yeah, I don't like anything about this. Gives checkpoints in Holy Mountains. How did the checkpoints trigger? Like if you die, you go back to a checkpoint? That's pretty cool if that's how it works. Come closer, friendo. You don't want any of this chainsaw goodness? Oh shit. Let's not fool around with him too much, I guess. Alright, we're close to the exit. I've got 600 bucks. You know what? Good enough by me. Didn't pick up any new ones though. Dang. Spell shop. That's pretty good. I dig that. Well, well, well. Unlimited spells again. Protection from the gods, though. It would make Magic Missile viable. So Magic Missile also sets things on fire, which would be bad. So does TNT. Any explosion can do that. Where are we going? Ice World. All right. Where the hell did he go? No, I hate this. Oh, I hate it a lot. Oh shit, he's still alive. Oh Christ. Hang on a sec, boys, will you? This is not a really good situation. Oh, fuck. That's worse. God damn it. What's the mod called again? Yeah, it's called UI timer hits depth, and it is on the workshop. And you can mod it too. There's a special folder where you go in and you can change one of the config files. What happened to the game from yesterday? Which game? The other one I was playing? I usually try to mix it up. We run two games a night, so I'll probably switch to that pretty soon. If you're talking about Crown Trick, yeah. Yeah, the human mind was only meant for so many hitless runs in an evening. I didn't get my first victory until like probably 200, maybe more. Don't you touch it. You touched it. I asked you not to. God, it's probably an explosive one too. Yep. That's it. Yeah. Keep it up. You're doing great, son. Your mom's proud of you. Oh, about the lag issue? Yeah, I just restarted my computer. That's the problem about running a single PC streaming setup. It's like, if something goes wrong and you need to restart, you can't really. So I'm definitely eyeing the new AMD processor. But that means obviously... Well, I could just use this one and then maybe start building a second one as an encoding streaming machine. Start saving for saving the parts. Intel's hyperthreading is still better for multitasks, like streaming from the same rig. So So I have a 3950, which is a 16-core CPU at the moment. I have OBS running. It is both streaming and recording. So it's encoding both of those at different qualities. I'm playing a game. I have Discord, all the regular stuff. Shit, I've got Chrome with like a dozen tabs. And I'm sitting at 40% CPU usage at the moment. And that's done entirely with the CPU. There's no video card encoding there. Oh, Zuban, I don't actually know the answer to that question. But no, the 3950's the multitasking king, has been since it came out like a year ago. Intel's faster on single core, but not multi-core count, not even close. That was close. Pulsing red light on my face? Oh! I was like, what? I've got a nano leaf set up. It switches between purple and red. I guess the red is captured by the camera more so than others. Hey, we've got alright money. I didn't even notice. We picked up one average wand and I didn't even realize how much money we had. Just casually running through a level. No problem. Gotta get those spiders though. Spiders are money. Hey, look, I'm not here to start a CPU war. I can tell you my anecdotal story. But yeah, like performance-wise, if you're doing any sort of multitasking at all, you cannot beat the AMD CPU, and that's last year's CPU, let alone the one that's about to come out. God, I wish gold wouldn't do this. Shit. Damn it. Lost half of that because of one freaking spider. What's the likelihood we can get an extra 240 bucks? It's a pretty slim. So the thing that most people are worried about, like AMD's already upped the price of their new processors, right? Before they've even been released, and the price is like $50 more for the same product, or at least the same product range, comparably speaking. It's pretty dope. I wonder if that's going to be useful there. You got 120 bucks. Might as well. People are saying that they're now in the position that Intel's always... What is this? Black hole shop or what? Intel's... the position that Intel's been in where they were sort of the leaders for so long that they just kept relying on their product range and their reputation. So they upped the price, and then their value started to disappear. And now AMD's stepping in. So, but the same thing's going to happen. It's just a constant cycle, I suppose. Okay, so we roll, and we might buy that black hole wand, I think. Crap. Drill through everything in existence? Yeah. Definitely don't joke about that, Rumbottom. I take PPE and protective measures. I only leave the house when necessary. Trust me, I certainly hope that's not true. Kills to mana, that doesn't really help me at all. Kind of gross. What was the right perk? Explosion. So if I get hit, I explode. I think it also has a side effect of making you immune to explosions. Is that true? No, I don't think so. Alright, well, yeah, we're buying this. Let's have a look now. Only immune to the explosions it causes. But it doesn't make you immune to fire, which is kind of a big deal. $31 recharge on that guy. Might rock with that instead. It's fine. Looks like we're doing black holes today. All right. Just 1.5 second cooldown on that one. All right. Okay. I think I'm good. How am I getting it? The spells? Yeah, double click the spells. It'll transport them straight to your spell inventory. This might be terrible. If we get homing, it'd be okay, except when we get to the boss, then it's a bad thing. So here's a funny little thing. So this gives you a plus 5% chance to crit. When you cast 2 at once, like I am, it stacks. So that's a plus 10% chance for every shot now. Shit. All right. The run is done. Let's switch over and play a different game now. Have you guys heard of Crown Trick? It is a turn-based dungeon crawler. Give me a sec here. Let's set this up. With roguelite elements. And we are currently on day 3, which is the, I guess, the final question mark stage, but it's exceedingly difficult. It's getting a lot harder. Round trick.